Now, we've talked a lot about Nashville Humane, but there's so many organizations that really help all the animals in Middle Tennessee. Metro Animal Care and Control works so hard every single day, keeping those pets and animals in Davidson County safe. Friends of MACC, have you heard of them? They're a huge volunteer force, and what a force they are, giving the additional support to Metro Animal Care and Control. So we got Becky Carter with Friends of MACC, Danielle Carter, no relation, just as they said, we have a fabulous last name, and we couldn't agree more. Danielle, you work specifically with MACC. So MACC is that government organization. They get government dollars to help with that. We know the needs are many. Talk about your role. You deal with kind of animal assessment, and what do you see?
Yeah, so being animal care supervisor, we kind of have a big umbrella. So we are taking care of all of our animals that are coming into the building, whether they are strays, surrenders, or just confiscations, because we are also part of the legal side. We assess our animals to make sure that they are adoption candidates. We are in control of all the adoption protocols as well. So we kind of have, again, a big umbrella to encompass what the runnings of Metro Animal Care Control.
Do you even have numbers in your head of how many you serve every year? I mean, I imagine it's incredible.
It's been pretty remarkable the last few years. Ever since COVID, our numbers have spiked pretty significantly, and we're kind of having a hard time catching up. So just to kind of give you a short little number, this weekend was Clear the Shelter weekend, wonderful weekend, try to get animals out into homes permanently. We had 19 adoptions, which is a great number to hear, but then we had 61 animals come into the building. So that is when we say the math is not mathing. The animals are coming in at a much faster rate than we can get animals out.
And what do you attribute that to?
So lack of education, spay and neuter, people not understanding that, like, if you're going to move, you got to take your animal with you. Please don't surrender. So there's just a lot of reasons why people bring their animals to us. But
when you say lack of education, you mean people having in front of their mind saying, I need to spay and neuter my animal.
Right. You know, spay and neuter is just really the answer to all of stray issues. You know, the amount of strays are it's pretty remarkable in the South. So spaying and neutering is going to help eliminate that as much as possible. And then also just doing your research. When you're going to adopt an animal, make sure that your household is ready for it, that you've done your research, you know what it's going to take to have an animal, that it's not just trying on a pair of shoes.
Puppy, put a bow on it, and you know.
It takes some time.
By day 5, you're going, oh wow, this puppy's a lot of work. So we've heard about the needs, and wow, the amount of things that you guys are juggling. Friends of MACC said, we need to support. We need to be this volunteer organization. Tell us about what you guys do.
Sure. So Friends of MACC works to kind of supplement and enhance and bring attention to the mission of MACC, and so what they're doing. We really have the goal of providing enrichment for the animals, raising money for medical emergencies, and then also a pet pantry. So if folks are having a hard time feeding their animals, they can come by the shelter and get a bag of food for them.
And you know you've been seeing that more.
Yes, we have been seeing that more.
That has spiked incredibly. So talk about that food pantry, the pet pantry you have.
Yes, the pet pantry. So they can come into the shelter. The shelter's open daily. They would just come in and make a request for pet pantry supplies, and then we can load them up with food.
Now, for those that might want to help load it up, how do we go about diving into that?
Sure. So you can bring a donation of food directly to the shelter. There's usually a bin outside to put your donation in, or you can also.
So you can drop and go.
Yeah, you can drop and go.
Yeah.
Yes, drop and go.
Donation.
That's right. Drop and go. You can do the easiest way is to give a donation at friendsofmac.org. We work with a lot of local suppliers to get the best price on the best food that we can get to bring in.
That's a great point, is you guys have buying power as being a nonprofit organization. So sometimes if you're kind of like, where do my dollars go? That direct donation, you can stretch it out a lot farther because those partnerships that you have. Okay, great.
Absolutely.
Tell everyone where you guys are.
We're at 5125 Harding Place.
You're like, I never say that address. They're at Harding Place. You can find them. I love that you have that kind of drop location so it can make it easy for people to give donations. Learn more about Friends of MACC, how you can dive in and help. friendsofmac.org. You can also donate through Friends of MACC. And if your pet goes missing, you need to file a report through Metro Animal Care and Controls page. That's at nashville.gov. You can find that whole Metro Animal Care at nashville.gov. Guys, thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
We'll be back after the break. It's Clear the Shelters, brought to you by Bartner Injury Law.